Well, I'm back with Marv for yet another part of our course on the subconscious mind and marital problems by Joey Murphy. At this point, we've done several videos. I don't even know what number we're on. I think this is number 5, maybe. If you want to watch the course from the beginning, the playlist link is in the description. Likewise, if you want a free consultation with Marvin and myself, if you're serious about resolving your SP issues forever, and we freaking mean it, we will provide you a free consultation if you fill out our questionnaire, which is also in the description. Marv and I were just talking before we started recording. We've got our SP mastermind group. We're kind of ramping that back up for 2025, Marv. Excited about that. Right now, our group is only, there's only a few people showing up every week. So it's literally the perfect time to join, because you're going to get, as well as individual attention in your one-on-one calls with us. If you're part of the mastermind, you're also going to get a ton of attention during the group in the coming month or two. So yeah, that's exciting. Marv, any thoughts on the mastermind or the direction of this crazy SP course that I'm doing on my channel with Joey Murphy?
No, I would say I'm excited to be on video 5011 for this course, for this SP mastermind course, and for the SP mastermind for 2025. I mean, you would be crazy not to join up. If you want 5011 SPs, this is the course for you. If you want to get 5011 X's back, this is the course for you. If you want to get 5011 new men or women chasing you, this is the mastermind for you. So, say no more. As the kids say nowadays, say less.
Say less. Wow. And it is like we say, we always start where these other SP coaches tend to end. And today, that finds us in this section of the book, which we're going to read quickly, from Subconscious Mind and Marital Problems, titled, Should I Get a Divorce? Should I get a divorce? Let's listen to what Joey Murph says here. Marv, you're going to love this. This is so effing good. Again, this is why Murphy, on a practical level, was a much better SP coach / teacher than Neville was probably. Joseph Murphy writes here, divorce is an individual problem. It cannot be generalized. In some cases, of course, there never should have been a marriage. In some cases, divorce is not the solution, no more so than marriage is the solution for a lonely man. Divorce may be right for one person and wrong for another. A divorced woman may be far more sincere and noble than many of her married sisters who perhaps are living a lie. For example, I once talked with a woman whose husband was a dope fiend, an ex-convict, a wife beater, and a non-provider. She had been told it was wrong to get a divorce. I explained to her that marriage is of the heart. If two hearts blend harmoniously, lovingly, and sincerely, that is the ideal marriage. The pure action of the heart is love. Following this explanation, she knew what to do. She knew in her heart that there is no divine law which compelled her to be browbeaten, intimidated, and beaten because someone said, I now pronounce you man and wife. If you are in doubt as to what to do, ask for guidance, knowing that there is always an answer and you will receive it. Follow the lead that comes to you in the silence of your soul. It speaks to you in peace. That's a great short passage.
Sounds like Florence Scovel-Shinn and Joseph Murphy could have been married.
Yeah,
because
seriously.
Florence alludes to what Joseph Murphy just ended on, and following that lead, Florence uses the word hunch. She said always follow hunches, never ignore hunches. That was her big thing. And Joseph just alluded to that same thing. So yeah, man, I mean, a lot of that stuff to me is common sense, but obviously common sense isn't so common, especially nowadays when common sense hasn't been common for, decades now. Who
In the
knows?
SP community, it's certainly not common. I mean, we preach uncommon common sense, right? Like, and I want to get your take on this because I know this is right in your your wheelhouse. Divorce is an individual problem. It cannot be generalized. And then he just gives how it's different in each case. And it's, again, it's the new N word we always talk about. It's nuanced, and Murphy recognizes that so well. And again, that's why there's a need for coaching or counsel when it comes to this stuff, because you go online or you go on these groups, we hear horror stories. Remember that subconscious laws horror story,
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
others of like people, you explain your situation. Keep in mind, you don't know who these other people in the group are. It's not like our groups where you see their faces. Some of the groups you see their faces, you're on Zoom. A lot of them, they're not. It's just message boards or whatever. But you don't know these people really, right? You don't there's no reason actually you should really trust them, right? They don't have like degrees in psychology. They're not counselors. They're not, people, with necessarily vast life experiences giving counsel to people. And you explain your situation, which is probably nuanced as F, and you can't explain in a group easily. And then you have these people give you blanket statements as to what to do. That's insane. And that's exactly what Murphy is saying. You definitely do not want to do here. In some cases, divorce is not the solution, no more so than marriage is the solution for some people. It depends on who you are. It depends on your situation and your individual sensibility. So, yeah.
But that's why I can't stand when I hear coaches or just people in groups like you just mentioned say things like all you have to do is affirm, because that's not true for I don't think that's true for most people, to be honest. I think there's some people that can get away with that, but when you're talking about especially relationship situations, divorce, marriage, that type of stuff, to you got to do bigger work, in my opinion, in most cases for that type of stuff. And to be frank, a lot of people nowadays, in my opinion, especially nowadays with social media being as popular as it is, and comparison being as popular as it is, and attention being the new currency, I think that a lot of people walk away from relationships so easy nowadays. And I think divorce is so easy to do nowadays. And I personally think that most people who get divorces, I think people get divorces over stupid shit, quite frankly, nowadays, instead of actually looking like Joseph Murphy just mentioned, that guy is a dope fiend, wife beater, all of the above. Those types of situations are extreme, and I totally get leaving situations like that for sure, for sure. But a lot of stuff that I hear from people, and a lot of reasons why I hear people breaking up or whatever the case may be, or getting divorced, I just think to myself, what? You separated because of that? These things, so many of these things that I hear is just so trivial in my opinion. And 5 years, 10 years from now, you're not going to care. It's not going to matter. And that's why I really think what Joseph Murphy said is correct. You really need to talk to somebody individually to figure out, it's somebody that's going to give you great guidance and not one size fits all guidance. But that's why I really think people need to look at their own individual situation and not take groupthink advice and say, you know what should I do? Should I get divorced? Should I get in this relationship? Should I end it? Should I do this? And then proceed accordingly. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Near the end of this chapter, he's got his pointers. Murphy always has helpful pointers at the end of each chapter, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. One of the pointers is, in marital problems, always seek expert advice. You would not go to a carpenter to pull a tooth. Neither should you discuss your marriage problems with relatives or friends. You should go to a trained person for counsel. We'll talk more about that, Marv, in the upcoming videos, I'm sure. But
Yeah, we got to touch back on that part.
oh, for sure. No,
because that part what you
that's
just said
why,
is huge.
yeah, that's why you frankly work with us and none of these other motherfuckers.
Even your friends and
few
family.
with a few exceptions online, the SP community and its coaches are going to, in all likelihood, maybe end up screwing you up more than helping you. And there are some good SP coaches out there. Shout out to them. But when you are speaking to random people online, emphasis on random, you do not know who they are, but behind the veneer, guys. Random people online or speaking to friends who have no real background in this stuff or are too involved with you personally or family, look out. You want to go to expert counsel and you want to trust that still small voice within you. I explained to her that marriage is of the heart. If two hearts blend harmoniously, lovingly, and sincerely, that is the ideal marriage. The pure action of the heart is love. So yeah, these vids are going to keep on being hard hitting. If you want Marvin and my help, watch more of the videos in the description and fill out the questionnaire if you want to talk to us one-on-one. But relationships are serious business, and we have to treat them accordingly.
And always remember, the grass is greener where you water it. The grass ain't greener on the other side. So many people get divorced and they think, oh, I'm gonna go, and then 10, 20 years later, still single, still mad, still everything. So the grass is greener where you water it.
So true. We speak to a lot of people who they leave the relationship because they don't want to look at themselves, and you're still right there. So we'll leave on that sober note. Thanks, Mar, for joining me for this one. We'll see you guys soon.